Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, November 16th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. First up, there's some early signs this morning of a possible Google update that's starting to roll out. It's very, very early, but there are a number of signals both in the chatter, the forums, and the SEO community, as well as some ranking tools that were updated already that definitely show some signs of a Google update. Some are saying it's just the UK, which I kind of doubt. We'll see what happens. Keep an eye on it, and let us know in the comments if you've seen anything. Google News publishers have been complaining about indexing issues. I saw it with my own two eyes. So basically what would happen is you would publish a story, and then it wouldn't be found in Google News or Google Search. It wasn't every story, it was some stories. Usually when a Google News publisher, especially one that has trust and value and so forth, publishes something, they're pretty much within a matter of seconds or minutes are found in Google Web Search and Google News Search. And that has been an issue in the past couple weeks. Google has been addressing it. They said they fixed it. They think they fixed it. And they've said it again twice or three times in the forum thread. It does seem to be resolved, I believe. But basically what you want to see is when you publish something, you want to see within 9 minutes or less that article is found in Web Search and in Google News. And if it's not, there's an issue. Google has made some tweaks to address the issue, and it seems like Google has fixed the issue, so that's good for Google News publishers. Danny Sullivan said that here, let me show you the tweet. That somebody basically posted a video showing that after the Google Medic update from August 1st or so, that the quality of some supplemental diet or pills and stuff like that in the search results, when you do some searches for specific types of supplementals, the results are very, very, very poor. And Danny Sullivan said, he works at Google, I appreciate good, detailed feedback like this from some critique. I'm forwarding this to our team. And basically, Google's basically saying, hey, they're going to review some of these issues after the Medic update, so we'll see what happens with that. Google says they do not use, at least directly, Better Business Bureau or other trust-building sites for search rankings. John said we wouldn't use something like the BBB score for search rankings, he said. And he goes into more detail that it just doesn't really make sense to do so. That caused controversy, and somebody asked him again this morning in a Hangouts, do you use trust associations or memberships as ranking factors? And John Mueller said again, is not something that we would use as a direct ranking factor. He did explain that indirectly, if somebody sees your website and they have the Better Business Bureau logo on it or some other things, he didn't mention BBB at all, but he said if they do trust your website, maybe they're more likely to read your content, maybe they're more likely to link to your content because they trust it. But that's the same thing as saying social media posts are direct ranking factors when they're not. Just because social media link is no followed, Google doesn't even look at that link because it's no followed. But somebody else might pick it up and then link to you from their blog and so forth. So again, it's just a way of thinking about it. Again, Google said they're not direct ranking factors. And then again, John Mueller said this morning that he's noticing a trend where people are looking at the quality raters guidelines and saying, all right, it says this in the quality raters guidelines, and that must mean there's a specific ranking factor in the Google search algorithm. One example of that is the BBB. It's mentioned in the Google Quality Raters Guideline, but Google's search ranking algorithm doesn't have a direct ranking signal for BBB scores or rate reviews. And John Mueller basically said, Quality Rater Guidelines is not a one-to-one thing in our ranking algorithm. You got to look. It's good to read. It's a good document. It helps you understand overall, quality and stuff like that. But at the same time, don't obsess about every little detail, BBB scores or trust signals and stuff like that. It's very interesting to look at that, read that. It's nothing new, but it looks like in the past, several months, SEOs are obsessing about that document and looking into it in terms of everything in there is a ranking factor. I'm sorry, it's the weather is pretty bad. Felice Wise, former Googler in the search quality team, now an SEO consultant for the past, 6 or so years, basically said at XMX West that he wrote the internal search documents around when to assign manual actions to websites And he said it pretty much mirrors the manual actions public document that you can access by just Googling manual actions. And you get actually access to this Google Help Doc. It's very interesting to hear that, and that's really good to know. Google Search Console Performance Report got a new filter in the search appearance section for event listings and details. So here's the screenshot. You can now see in the search appearance filter in Google Performance Report, the new Google Search Console, these two new event listings and event details. Google PageSpeed Insights is completely revamped with new Lighthouse data. If you go to the Page Insights tool, you'll see a whole new slew of data around page speed score, the field data, lab data, opportunities to improve stuff. It's a major revamp of it, and it's not just using Chrome data. Now it's also using the Lighthouse report, which people love. Talking about reports, Google launched something called WebDev, which basically is a way to measure your site's performance in terms of how it's doing, like in terms of modern web design and so forth. And it gives you these various scores: performance, if you're using PWAs, best practices, accessibility, and SEO. And it goes through the Lighthouse report, and that's completely revamped. It's a web.dev, and Google's goal with that is to actually go ahead and help developers make more modern websites. Part of that is a score for your SEO. Yeah, it's nothing new. Lighthouse had an SEO score. The question I asked SEOs is, should Google, which is built Lighthouse, provide an SEO score? Is that something they should be doing? And the results in terms of the Twitter poll, which had about 330 or so results, 59% said yes, 41% said no, Google should not score SEOs. Kind of a conflict, they said. Google said alt images are used also, alt text for images are used not just for image search, but also a little bit for web search. So that's something to consider. Again, it's not that big of a deal. Google said just link naturally. Stop asking about, can I link to this site or that site? Just link to sites that you think deserve a link, and stop not linking naturally. Just do what's natural. That's the way the web should work. And then when somebody questioned him about, well, why are all these big publishers not linking naturally? They're all no-following everything. John Mueller said, maybe they just had it with folks asking for or sneaking in links and want to have a way of focusing on primary content without having to worry on that other part. It's basically a tool for publishers who are sick of people trying to ask, injecting links on their website and so forth. It's a tool to go ahead and not have to worry about it. I'm sorry about my cough. Google My Business app has gained a tremendous number of features. It's completely revamped. It's definitely worth taking a look at. Features include a new customers tab where you can respond to reviews and messages with customers and so forth. Insights section, which shows you analytics about calls, clicks, direction requests, and follows. A way to manage your business profile, edit that information, and so forth. Create new posts and photos and stuff like that, and also real-time notifications to communicate with customers. So definitely take a look at that app. It's really, really great. Google My Business also broke out the primary and additional categories for your business. So when you edit in the Google My Business web console, you will get the ability to edit to the primary category as well as additional categories. They broke that out as opposed to just having categories. Google Local Panel added a link for like hotel results and stuff like that to see other locations within that brand. So here's a link that you see for this. You click see other locations, and this is for a Hilton. It brings up other Hiltons in that location that you might be interested in. Google said they published a preview of how the new AMP URL feature will work. So again, Google in search, web mobile search, when you click on an AMP result, it shows you the google.com/AMP viewer URL instead of showing you the publisher's URL. That's going to change. Now, they've been working on this in Chrome 71 or above, which is kind of a beta right now. When you click on a search result, it's going to take you to the actual publisher's URL as opposed to the google.com/AMP URL. And finally, the Google Dance is going away. At least the name of the Google Dance is going away. Gary from Google announced that the name is going to be replaced with a new name. They're still going to do these events all around the world. They said several are going to happen across the world. The last one was in Osaka, and we'll see what happens. The big Google Dance that happened back in the early 2000s, where Google invited webmasters and advertisers to their campus, to their home. It seems like it's dead. I hope not, but they haven't done it in the past couple of years, and hopefully they'll bring it back with this new format, but we will see. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at sdroundtable.com over the past week. Everyone, have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.